In this session, we're going to be covering scenario number 4. It says if an account number or website is blank, then users should not be able to save a record. Okay, if account number or website is blank, then users should not be able to save a record. So we are requiring them, the users or the agents, to enter values into both fields. All right, so let me go to Salesforce and open an account record and go over that basically. So I'm opening an account record, this one. And the scenario here is that we want the users to always enter the account number field and the website field. Okay, this one and this one, they both have to be filled out. So for that, we will go ahead and create the validation role. So from this object manager, we will switch to account object, then go to validation roles. We already have one validation role. This one requires the account site to be filled. And then we're going to create a new one. And I will say account number and website required. And here we have to enter our formula. Now, so in this particular scenario, we have to use OR function, okay, this function. And before I use this function, let me do it without using this OR function first. And the way how you do it is, first we have to enter the value, right? How do we check if one field is blank? If you want to check if one field is blank, then we basically use that IsBlank function, okay? IsBlank function. And then we input the field's API name, so account number, enter it here. That's how we check if one field is blank. If we also want to check the other field is blank, then we can use OR function, or we can use the OR operator from here. So let me go and find that down here, OR. And then I have to use this function again, IsBlank. Then in this expression, I have to enter the API name of the other field, which is the website. Website, just insert that. So what I'm doing, I'm saying here is, if this is blank, or if this field is blank, or if this field is blank, then show the error, okay? If any of them is blank, the error will be shown. So that makes the user to enter values into both fields. So error message, I'm going to say account number and website are required. So in this scenario, if I choose field, on which field I'm going to display the message. So I have to choose, I have an option to choose one of them, right? So in this scenario, I'll just keep it on top of the page and then click save. So we'll go back to an account. So this is our account record open. Then we will try to edit that. So let's say user comes to this record and updates the rating and then tries to save it. Then we get this message. Account site is required, okay? Account site is required. This is coming from the other validation rule on account, okay? So this is our account object. Account site is required. This is our previous validation rule, okay? So each of them will get fired. You have to make sure each validation rule is satisfied. Downtown. And then I will attempt to save this. Now the other validation rule gets fired. It says account number and website are required. So account number, so I'm going to enter some value, and website is, this is finance account. So I will say financeaccount.com and click save. Now you can successfully save this record. This rule will get also fired if you are trying to create a new account record, okay? Doesn't matter which record type, account X, let's say account site is field, and then we haven't filled the account number or website yet. So you're trying to save this, it says these both values are required. If you just give one of them and try to save, you will still not be able to save this record. You have to give both values. Same thing happens when you update an existing account record, okay? So you have to make sure both values are there, right? So account site. So this one, let's say North, and I'm skipping the account site, clicking save. It's giving me that error. So I have to put some values here and save. So in this scenario, we have built this formula expression by using this pipe operator. So they're called pipe operator. So I'm going to click on edit here. Instead of using this operator, I'm going to use the function. Remember, sometimes your validation rule expression can get too big, and there are like certain character limits, that tells you how many characters you can have in your validation rule expression. In order to avoid that limit or help with that limit, help from reaching that limit, it is recommended to use functions as much as possible instead of using the operators. So I will comment this formula field out, formula expression out, not a field, but formula expression out. And then I will be using the OR function instead. So I'm going to bring that OR function, insert that here. It tells you that the logical expression here, and you can keep adding as many as you need. So in place of logical one, I'm going to copy paste this field value, and then logical two will be replaced with this field value. So by doing this, what we're doing is we're saying if this field is blank or this field is blank, then show an error, okay? So another thing is we cannot just build it this way. So after you copy paste those values, you also have to use that IsBlank function, okay? IsBlank function. So instead of copy pasting just the account number, we have to copy paste that with the function along with the function, okay? Just get that function, replace, and your function is complete. Let's check the syntax. No error. And sometimes to provide better readability, you can enter each expression on its own line like this. So it's kind of easier to read. This parenthesis belongs to this one, and this is one way. Here we're checking if account number is blank, and here we're checking if website is blank. If any of them is blank, then the error will be shown. So we're going to check the syntax again and save it. So we're on this account. So what I will try to do is I'll try to delete this field and delete this one and save. We get that error message. Let's say I have value in this field and not in the account number field, error still shown, okay? So let me delete that and enter here. An error will still be shown, okay? So it makes me enter value in both fields, okay? And then error is not thrown.